was a wonderful introduction by Shiba ma'am, my dear Shiba ma'am. Respected dignitaries on stage, our principal, Biju Mathai sir. Manager, Biju Mathai sir. Principal ma'am, Achama ma'am. Principal of Mohanpura School, Shiba ma'am. All my dear teachers, respected non-teaching staffs, and my dear friends. The last 2 weeks in my life has been absolutely wonderful. 3 previous years before that, I had to face a lot of disappointments, a lot of agony, a lot of frustration. But trust me, these two weeks in my life, they have covered all the frustration and whatever mental, whatever the disappointments that I faced for the last 3 years. These 2 weeks have comfortably covered and much more. The kind of love, the kind of affection, the kind of joy I have had, it cannot be expressed in words. I'm seriously blessed, I'm thoroughly blessed to be a part of this school. I joined the school way back in 2000, and ours was the second batch from coming out from the school. We had a senior batch, we were the second batch when we joined in 2000. When I passed out of the school, I passed out my 10th standard in this school. At that point, I wanted to continue as a student of St. Mary's for 11th and 12th as well. But unfortunately, our school did not have the infrastructure to open 11th and 12th standard. So I had to study in another school. But definitely, had I been given the opportunity to study in St. Mary's School, I would have taken it wholeheartedly. But anyway. So my journey in St. Mary's School, after that, I did my 11th and 12th from Government Model Senior Secondary School. After which, I joined engineering. I am an engineer, I'm a graduate in electrical and electronics engineering from College of Engineering in Trivandrum. I did my engineering for 4 years in CET. I passed out in 2016. So this idea of civil services, the first germination of this idea of civil services, it came to me only when I was in 3rd year and when I was approaching the final year of my college. So you need to understand, it is a message to all the students, all the dear friends sitting over here, that you need not think about IAS or think about being a civil servant so early in your life. If you are, if you start in school very well and good, but then you need not be, there are a lot of myths happening in the society. There are a lot of myths, there are a lot of misinformations going on in the society that an IAS has to start preparing when he or she is in 6th standard or 8th standard or whatever. But I personally, I started my preparation, or rather I thought about civil services only in the final year of my college. Final year of my college, I happened to have a senior who is also an alumni of the school, Mr. Pratyush Narayan. So he was a senior in my college too. So when he passed out of his college, he went to Delhi to study civil services, to prepare for civil services, and he had come over to our college, a couple of months later to just meet all his friends over there. So that is when I first heard what this exam is all about. So as he told me, this examination consists of 3 stages. First is the preliminary stage, where you will have 2 examinations to be written on one day. So in the morning, you will write a general studies paper, which comprises of almost all the subjects that you study in social science in your school. After which, in the afternoon, you will have an aptitude test, a civil service aptitude test, CSAT paper, it is what is known as. In that CSAT paper, you will be tested on your mental abilities, on your mathematical abilities, on your logical, on your reasoning abilities. So these are the 2 papers that we write for the preliminary examination. After which, once you pass the preliminary examination, the second stage is the mains examination, civil services mains examination. So this consists of almost 9 papers, wherein the marks of 7 papers will be taken up. And in this examination, in the preliminary examination, while you will be given a question, you will be given 4 options, of which you have to choose one option. But in the mains examination, you have to attend the examination whatever the way you do in your school, in the term exams, when you write long answers for a question. So that is how the mains examination is designed. So in the mains examination, we will have 9 papers, out of which 2 would be qualifying in nature. Qualifying in nature in the sense that all you have to get is 75 out of 250 in those two papers to qualify this examination, and then only once they correct these two papers, it is only then that the correction of the other papers happen. So these two papers, they are one is an English paper, a language paper. Second is whatever second language that you have studied in school. In my case, I happened to study Hindi. I was taught Hindi very beautifully by my dear teacher, Ivy ma'am. I hope she is here. Yes, ma'am. So, to be honest, I had never studied Hindi after I passed out of this school, because I chose science as my stream in 11th and 12th. So I did not study Hindi after the school, and it was only in the examination hall that I first wrote a Hindi letter after 11 long years. But the way my teacher had taught me in the past, it helped me a lot. It helped me clear this paper easily, very easily, because I could relate to a lot of words, a lot of things that were present in the question paper, and I could relate to whatever ma'am had taught me. So thank you once again, ma'am. After which, as I was speaking about the mains examination, you will have 7 other papers. In that, you will have one essay paper, 4 general studies papers, general studies 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you will have 2 optional papers. These 2 optional papers are very important, because this optional paper is about your graduation, whatever subject you have graduated in. You can choose that as your optional, or you can choose a list of there are close to 40 different subjects from which you can choose. I happen to be an engineer, but unfortunately I was not a good engineer, so I had to choose public administration as my optional. So I had to prepare public administration differently as an optional, as this is a humanities subject, and I was someone who had graduated in a science background in engineering. So I had to prepare it from scratch. But what I want to tell students who are sitting over here is that once you pass your 12th, if you are aiming for civil services as an option, if you are aiming for civil services, what I want to tell you is that take up a graduation subject which will help you in the preparation of this examination. Coming back to the other papers, as I told you, one, you will have an essay paper. Second, you will have a general studies paper, general studies 1, 2, 3, and 4. So general studies 1, 2, and 3, these comprises of subjects like history, geography, Indian society, polity, governance, international relations, ecology and environment, economics, and etc. and etc. Okay, so there are close to 14 different subjects that you have to study for mains, and the general studies 4 paper, it is all about ethics, integrity, and aptitude, which essentially means that they will ask you, they will put you into situations. If you are, for example, if you are a district collector of a place, and that place happens to be a flood-prone area, so what are the methods, or what are the steps that you will take in order to reduce casualties, in order to reduce the monetary damages that are going to happen? So these are the sort of questions that is asked in the ethics, integrity, and aptitude paper. So you will be put into different situations wherein you will be assessed on the answers that you write, and those answers they have to come from your heart. So after you each subject, each paper in this mains examination, it is worth 250 marks. So that way you have to write 9 papers in 5 days. So this sometimes means that you have to write 2 papers in 1 day. And the number of words that you have to write for each answer is 150 and 250. There are 2 different types of questions. For a 10-mark question, you will have to write 150 words. And for a 15-mark question, you will have to write 250 words. So mains examination, what I want to say is particularly physically very demanding. So I had a couple of friends of mine who were sitting next to me in the examination hall. The mains examination was so physically demanding that one of my friends, he sprained his hand because of the constant writing. So he had kept a move spray close to him, and whenever the pain used to become unbearable, he would take out that move spray, he would put it on his hand. But even then, the writing would not stop. So that's how physically demanding this examination is. Then after that, once you complete the mains examination, the next step is the interview process. And before I had even thought of civil services as a career, there were a lot of myths, a lot of misconceptions going on for the civil services interview. That the questions would be very tough. They would try to corner you. They would try to put you into situations. They would try to they would simply try to reject you. Is what the conceptions were all about. But the civil services interview is nothing like that. Do not believe in whatever videos you see on the internet, whatever videos you see on YouTube, etc., etc. So what this interview is all about is there will be 5 people sitting in a room. There will be 1 chairman and 4 other panel members. And you will have to submit something known as a detailed application form. In this detailed application form, all your educational or your professional qualifications, everything about that would be written. And their questions would be based only on that. I personally got questions from Andaman because I belong to Andaman, and questions from internal and external security. So those were easy to handle questions, and I did okay in the interview. After the interview, you have a medical test. You are tested for your blood sample is taken, your height is tested, your speech, hearing, etc., etc. Everything is tested. So this takes up another couple of days to happen. So all in all, you have to pass 3 stages of the examination and 1 medical test in order to be declared fit for civil services, and in order to be declared, your name to come in the final list. So what I was telling was, I thought of civil services only in the final year of my college. As I happen to tell you, Mr. Pratyush Narayan, he was somebody who guided me, in this process, during the initial phases. But as soon as this conversation with Pratyush happened, 2 weeks later, a company called Tech Mahindra had come into my college. I sat in the campus placement for that. I was placed in that company as a software engineer. And when I passed out of college in 2016, I was advised by my family members to pursue that job because they did not want me to lose a job which I already had. But then I took up that job. I worked from 2016 till 2018 in Bangalore. And it was only in 2018 that I decided that I would be trying for civil services. So again, this is not something that I planned. This was not a childhood dream for me. This was not something that I planned in 6th or 8th standard. This happened to me spontaneously, and this happened to me very late in my career when I was almost 23 years of age. So in 2018, I consciously thought of preparing for civil services. I was taking a huge risk because I had a very settled job. I was working, I was paid handsomely for that job. But then I decided to take this plunge. And that is when the support systems, whatever support systems you have around you, that comes into the picture. I had my family backing me for this dream. My parents, my brother, my sisters, every one of them, they supported me throughout in my dream. They told me, whatever you want to pursue, you pursue, we will not stand in your way. And we will provide you whatever monetary, whatever financial, whatever mental support that you require. And once I started my preparation, the preparation was beautiful. The preparation was so fun. I personally studied close to 10 hours daily for the next 2 years. 10 hours every day, I would be putting in 10 hours every day for the next 2 years. But that did not feel like a burden. Why? Because I was enjoying what I was reading, what I was studying. So that is very important. You do something you love something you do. So during my preparation phase, we have to write a lot of preparatory tests for each of the phases. For the preliminary phases, we have to write close to 40 to 50 tests. We write as practice tests so that we become good at marking the answers. Similarly, for the mains examination, we write close to 25 to 30 tests. So during these preparatory tests, sometimes it happens that you would get low marks. You will not reach the cutoff that is there for the examination, for that examination. So that is very frustrating. That is when you see your confidence going down. But then you have to hold yourself up. You have to. This exam is also a game of confidence. As much as it is about knowledge, it is also about confidence. So during the first year of my preparation in 2018, a lot of time it happened that I happened to lose confidence. I happened to lose self-belief, but then I kept going. In 2019, I appeared for this examination for the first time. That time, I failed to clear the preliminary examination, the first stage of this examination. The cutoff was 95 marks. All I could secure was 91 marks. So I missed out by 4 marks. And because of these 4 marks, I had to wait another year for this examination. And the next year, in 2020, the original examination was scheduled sometime in May. But because of the COVID pandemic, it got extended. It was held in 2020, October. The preliminary examination, I happened to clear that preliminary examination. Then I appeared for the mains examination in 2021 January, and finally the interviews in 2021 August. And when the results came out on September 24th at 6:15 p.m., that is when my life completely changed. And for the last 2 weeks, as I said, I have been living a dream. It has been beautiful. People, my dear friends. What I want to tell you is the kind of love, the kind of affection that you get, once you clear this examination. It has been, I consider myself truly blessed to be standing here, in my school 11 years later. My teachers felicitating me, my teachers welcoming me. So this is a very, very good, very, very happy moment in my life. After that, I want to tell you, why civil services. Why civil services is important as a career. You see, in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, especially in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we do not have a legislative assembly. We do not have popular representation as we have in other states. All we have is a member of parliament. Only one member of parliament is there from the Andamans. So popular representation in the central government for Andaman is less. According to what the division of powers that is there in the state, you have a legislature, you have an executive, and you have a judiciary. The legislature is where the member of parliaments belong to. The legislature is only tasked with framing of laws, with the passing of laws. So if you demand basic infrastructures, like say for example a road, a water pipeline, a gas pipeline, so these are not something that your MPs or your member of parliament is responsible for. The member of parliament is only responsible for passing those laws. And many a times in India, what happens is many of the laws that are passed by the parliament, it fails at the execution phase.